Caitlin Clark says hell no to the Unrivaled 3v3 basketball league. Jason Whitlock, Steve Kim, and Butta from the block are weighing in, folks. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video.
My girl, Caitlin Clark, took my advice. And, I'm not saying she's listening to me. I think this is just common sense. She's not joining that horrible league, the Unrivaled 3-on-3 league. She's not going to lend her name, her credibility to that league. I think she just waited and waited and waited long enough so that the story would kind of die and go away on its own. They've leaked this out through sources that she's not going to play. I'm sure this will probably be something that will be held against her. How come she couldn't support Brianna Stewart and Alyssa Thomas is it Alyssa? No, is it Alyssa Thomas? No, that's not who I'm thinking of. It's the other girl that's actually nice, Nafisa Collier. Why she couldn't have?
Yeah, it's not that bum Alyssa Thomas. It's that other girl who's actually pretty good. Oh yeah, Nafisa Collier. Yes, Jason, she is the good one. You are correct.
For Nafisa Collier and this new 3-on-3 league, but it's the right move. No one wants to see women play 3-on-3 basketball. People are just warming up to seeing them play 5-on-5. Smart move here by Caitlin Clark.
Seriously, we just started watching the W, and now there's another league that we are going to try to get forced down our throat.
I happen to agree with it. Look, what creates value? Two things, scarcity and demand. And in my view, Caitlin Clark had a very quick timeline from going right to the Final Four with Iowa and then getting to the WNBA because of the timing of the seasons. My view is this. Maybe she could do that later on in her career, several years down the line, if that league even exists to that point. But she needs to use this offseason to energize her body, get a little bit stronger physically, and continually evolve her game. What is going to help women's basketball, in my view, is not having rival leagues, because they might cannibalize each other to a certain degree. They need the WNBA to be as strong as possible. I don't believe there's enough good women's basketball to have two leagues. Woo! I really don't. And what's going to help the WNBA?
There's not. And if you guys aren't aware, go head over to my main channel, Ben Daniel Podcast, where we talk about this in depth. There is not enough talent. There's barely enough talent in the W as it is to have two top level players on your team. Some teams don't even have, the Washington Mystics don't even have that. They have one, maybe. There's not even 36 top players for Unrivaled. There's like 10 to 15 players, and then there's everybody else. And of that 10 to 15, there's maybe 2 players that people outside of the WNBA's little bubble actually know about. Steve's absolutely right. The W needs to be as strong and as competitive as possible, not forcing more content down our throat when we still aren't even in a habitual way watching the WNBA.
I believe the best version of Caitlin Clark that can actually have a team make a deep playoff run. It's really that simple. So in my view, if I'm the WNBA and I'm the fellow players, I'm actually happy that we're going to get the best version of Caitlin Clark and not one that's continually fatigued.
I don't think, as it relates to her peers in the WNBA, she can't win one way or the other, because now she's going to be blamed when this league doesn't work and it draws horrible ratings. Well, Caitlin Clark had supported us, blah blah blah. We can't do. We got to work together as a team, blah blah blah. Where I'll be sitting there, and this league will prove once again, hey, without Caitlin Clark, you don't have
right. There is no league.
You don't have. Yeah, you don't have anything. It's so bad. Or I'm just talking basketball, American basketball, men's and women, is in such bad shape and is so dependent upon Caitlin Clark. You know, the NBA is trying to get Caitlin Clark involved in their All-Star weekend in some kind of three-point shooting contest with her and Sabrina Ionescu against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Oh my goodness, we got the Splash Bros versus White Chicks. WNBA's worst nightmare. 2 people representing the W, and they're both white. Ugh. Is there any way we could get Angel Reese and Asia Wilson to go up against Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond in a layup making contest? Shut up.
Or Steph Curry and somebody, they want to bring the Caitlin Clark effect to the NBA All-Star Weekend, and it would work. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I think I may pass on that as well.
Oh no!
Although if she does show up,
no.
and she that would be the event of the men's NBA
She's got to show up and show out, Jason. She's got to show up and show out.
All-Star Weekend. That would be bigger than the game. It'd be bigger than the dunk contest. It'd be bigger than any and everything else. That would be a feather in her cap. But I'm not sure if I would give it to the NBA. They have made such a mess of their league with the politics, the victimization, LeBron dirtying up the game with his son, the lack of competitive spirit, the load management, the Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr
ruin the
wagging
game.
their finger and calling everybody racist. They are they got, hey, Caitlin Clark, come over here and bring some of that shine over here to us. This is what a horrible job Adam Silver and LeBron James and ESPN, I put some blame on them. This is what a horrible job they've done managing their game. They actually need Caitlin Clark to come bail them out.
They do. They need Caitlin Clark more than Caitlin Clark needs them. It would be a huge platform for her to show up at NBA All-Star Weekend 2v2, her and Sabrina against the Splash Bros. That would be huge. But her popularity, her stardom will do just fine without that. The NBA, at this current point in time, with how the ratings are looking, they can definitely use a ratings bump, a PR boost in the form of Caitlin Clark taking place. That will bring massive eyeballs to the NBA All-Star Game, NBA three-point shooting contest. Other than that, the NBA game isn't all that spectacular at this current point in time.
Yeah, and if she doesn't, it'll be just like the election. Again, blaming white women. Can't win.
It'll be just like the election, blaming white women. Yeah.
Guys, I hate to threaten the butter box here because I'm a ride and die with you, Jason.
Yeah.
I try to ride and die with you, but I think that Caitlin Clark, after looking at this over the last few months, I think she should take every opportunity she can. I would take the NBA invitation. I would take this other league because I think she's at her ceiling. I think that where she got to this year and where the league is going to go, now seeing what she does, I don't think she's got much growth to go to from where she is. I think her pinnacle of her success, I think the height of her domination in the league is what we saw this year. I don't think she's going to continue on that trajectory, and so I think she should cash in her chips a little bit more, Jason. I think we've seen the best of what Caitlin Clark is going to do in the WNBA. I'm not saying she's not going to be a premier player. She's not going to hit logo threes, but she's not that fast. She doesn't have an incredible handle on the ball that's like an AI or something that's just game-changing. She's a very good, smart player that can hit from range. I don't think her athleticism and her trajectory is going to continue past where it is today.
Look how Jason's looking at Butter. Come on. That's what the people at Nike thought. They thought, oh, we'll sign her to an 8-year, $28 million deal. Fast forward, not even 8 months, and we're looking back like, yeah, they lowballed her. Yeah, they sold her short. Yeah, she deserves more. That's what her dumb agent thought. Oh, this is the best she's gonna get. We might as well capitalize 8 years, 28 million. Dumb. Stop it.
Let's be honest. The insurance model is the problem.
Good old Butter. God damn it, Butter.
Butter, you're
Take the opportunities, Caitlin.
Uh-oh.
Take them in.
Uh-oh, bring it out. Bring it out.
You're intentionally trolling me. Again, see, he wants
Yeah,
to
that's a
be in the
troll.
butter box. He's got something better to do. He can't outsmart me. Sometimes he just says dumb things, just trying to get in the butter box.
She's not that fast. She's smart.
Are we running the 100-meter dash, Butter?
She's not that fast, yet she's good enough, quick enough, agile enough, fast enough to get by every defender in the league. Good enough to get by Kalia Copper. Good enough to get by Dejanay Carrington. Good enough to get by insert WNBA defender here. Good enough to get by any of them. Tall enough to post up any guard in the league. Bring your little ass to the paint, small ass Kelsey Plum. Bring your little ass to the paint, small ass Kalia Copper, Tiny Jewel. Bring your little bums to the paint and watch me cook you fools up. Jackie Young, bring your little self to the paint. Dana Evans, bring your little self to the paint. Lindsay, bring your little self to the paint. Rickea Jackson, come down to the paint. Bigger, faster, stronger than all of them.
Saying the league will catch up to her very quickly.
Are we running the 100-meter dash? But
for her game?
I'm glad you're young because I would have hated to hear your commentary. Larry Bird's not very fast. He only runs an 11-2 100-meter dash. That's really going to hurt his NBA career.
I think their positions are different. I think they play a different game. Just because Larry had
basketball,
Larry had a great jumper, but
everybody's playing basketball.
He was a premier passer and a general of the floor.
And Caitlin Clark is not a premier passer and a general of the floor. What are you talking about, Butter? What are you doing?
She got out ahead of this. I think the league will catch up to her very quickly. I think she's at.
Butter, do you have any proof that you played basketball in high school?
I told you.
Or is this a Stephen A. Smith?
I got a knee-gina and a 6-inch nail in my knee, and I had shin splints. That's why I didn't play.
Let me give you a little advice first. I want you to comment, but because we've moved you to you're on Zoom instead of Skype, it takes a second for the mic to stabilize and for you to be heard clearly. So kill about 3 seconds of time and then go into your rebuttal to Butter. Talk for about 3 seconds, then go into your rebuttal.
To say about that. Talk about the league catching up to Caitlin Clark. Teammates have to catch up to the ability to catch her passes. The strength of Caitlin Clark's game is not necessarily physical. I'm kind of with you. She's not a supreme athlete. But her ability to process the game is elite. To actually see two
folks growing up playing basketball, my coach would have one ball in his hand and he'd give me a ball or a teammate the ball and say, all right, I'm going to make you a bet that I can get this ball past that line faster than any. Who's the fastest on the team? Okay, you, come on. You got the ball, I got the ball. I guarantee you I can get this ball to that line faster than anybody on this team. But coach, I'm way faster than you. There's no way you're going to be there. I guarantee you. Ready, set, go. We start dribbling. What does he do? Whoop, passes the ball right to the line. Faster than anybody on the... Doesn't matter how quick you are. When that ball's snapping around, whipping around, rotating, swing, it's a GG, man. It's a GG.
2 plays in front of everybody else to slow the game down, and then her overall skill. Look, she has holes in her game. She needs a mid-range shot, something like a teardrop or a pull-up.
Working on it.
Okay, because I do think there's a wide gap between the 3-point shots and the layups. She needs to have some sort of mid-range. I think that her game is going to steadily evolve because she works at it. Quite frankly, I think her skill level is incredibly elite even now. And what she faced defensively with all the blitzing and the double teaming, I think it overwhelmed her in the beginning, but she quickly caught on. And once she actually has some teammates that are willing to play beside her willingly, I don't think it's the ceiling. I think this might actually be the floor.
Woo!
It's definitely the floor. Butter, you've said some crazy things on this show. You're not going to outsmart me. We're not going to put him in the butter box. You said some crazy things on this show. This is the crazy. To argue that she has peaked. Do you understand?
I watched a lot of her games, Jason. I think she's an incredible watch. I think she improved this year.
She's the best passer we've ever seen in women's basketball. She led the league in assists.
She had a lot of turnovers. I think
she had a lot of turnovers. That's fair criticism. You just called her not a passer. Then you said somehow that her
elite skill sets, I don't think she's going to progress. You can put a better team around her, better coaching, and she will have success in the WNBA. I think as the premier player, that standout athlete, that standout sort of separating basketball player,
What
I think
constitutes improvement?
Butter thinks the WNBA is about to go back to the basement closet. Okay, Butter.
Walk me through improvement. If you don't think she's not going to shoot a better percentage from three-point range next year,
You're crazy.
I think the defenses, I think now that they, just like when you see a new quarterback come into the NFL, once you get tape on it, once you get an opportunity to prepare for it,
She ain't
you
Brock
start
Purdy.
scheming a little bit differently.
Butter, she ain't Brock Purdy. Butter, I'm going to come through this.
I don't think she has the athleticism and the foot speed to overcome the type of defenses that will eventually play against her this year.
Butter, you've moved me. I don't think I've been more furious at you for this troll job that you're doing. Did you start thinking about this
Yeah, Butter, you can't be serious, dude.
this morning, yesterday? This has to be. This is the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. The woman came in as a rookie. Everybody's, oh, she's going to have this incredible adjustment. She's not
Dominated.
ready, blah, blah, and she's first team All-NBA.
Dominating.
She didn't even shoot that well all season, particularly from three-point range. She's going to get smarter and take better shots. Her teammates around her are going to get better. And the actual defensive attention that was so focused on her this year is actually going to be tamped down next year because her teammates will be better and you won't be able to just get away with focusing.
Exactly. Imagine her with somebody that's not a sack of potatoes at the starting forward position. Sack of potatoes. Imagine anybody in there besides sack of potatoes. Stop it.
Your entire defense on her. She's going to be rested and not exhausted. It's the craziest thing you've ever said on this show. It's got to be intentional. I think you're smarter than this, but maybe not.
I'm with you, man. I think she's box office. She is something special to watch. I just don't think she has the athleticism when this league catches up to her to get better than really where she is now. You could put a better team, better supporting cast.
Butter, I'm just confused. What evolution, what have you seen about the players in the league right now that makes you think that the players coming behind her are going to get better, are going to get faster, are going to get stronger, are going to be able to suddenly make a layup at an astronomical clip that the WNBA has never seen before? She's got at least 10 years on the next generation coming in. At least 10 years on the next generation coming in. Stop.
I think she has some limitations that are going to get exposed. That's all.
Jason's ready to lose it. Oh, man. Oh, no. He's done.
Butterbox. Put him in the butterbox.
He's done.
I'm going
In the box.
He wants it. If you enjoyed that video,
Throwing Butter in the butter box. Oh, Butter, that was a bad take, Butter. Bad take, Butter. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Caitlin, good for you saying no to Unrivaled. That was a good move. You got to say yes to the NBA three-point contest. I think that will still be a good move. You need to show up because you can't come to the NBA three-point contest and perform not as good as Sabrina. Sabrina showed up last year and performed at a wild level. Steph Curry is just chef for a reason. Cooking with the pot, Steph Curry with the shot, boy. You already know. Appreciate all the support. Take it easy. Have a good one. And we will see you next time.